We have assembled a whole bunch of people here from the Dallas-Fort Worth area where we plan to visit for this whole week. And if you look at these enthusiastic faces, you know why. It's just a real joy to be a visitor here. And for this, our first show, we want to introduce you to people that are very much in love with each other. And it just happens that she is older than he is. Now, that's okay with you down here in Texas, isn't it? Listen. The men are dying. We're losing them. You don't have any choice. Because the inventory of men, that sounds kind of impersonal, doesn't it? Well, more and more older women are opting for the company of younger men, including, may I say, in her own personal life. You just heard the theme from Dallas, from which location we proudly hail. Here outside Dallas-Fort Worth, this is, as we've said, this is South Fork, where JR lives. Well, guess who's here from across the street? Now, in her real life, R-E-E-L life, she has been living for the past 6.5 years with British sports writer Stephen Howard, who is 11 years younger than she is. I'll say 12 because it'll make it easier for you to believe. She met him when she was 24 and he was 12. Now, they didn't fall in love then. But several years later, they did. It grieves me to tell you that he isn't here. But you will recognize Alexis's sister. Here is Caress Morrell, Kate O'Mara from Dynasty, right here. How do you feel being, you're at where they film another television program?
Yes, I'm disloyal, I'm afraid, but I'm very glad to be here.
You out-bitch Alexis.
I do my damnedest, I really do.
About time someone did.
They're glad you do. They're glad you do. We should say, if you've seen Dynasty, you know she's written a book that involves her older sister and her older sister. You know, your time could be up here. Could they? They wouldn't dare write you out of the script, would they?
Oh, I hope not. I do so hope I'm going to be back.
It is clear that you are proudly from England, and so is the man with whom you have been seen at night.
Yes, I must apologize for the fact that he's not here. He would have been here if he could have been, but you see, it's that thing, sport. Sport is all important in his life, and there's something called football, which is going on in England at the moment.
Yes,
and
soccer.
He cannot leave it. Soccer, yes,
Yes.
as we call it, soccer.
Yes. 6.5 years. How old, do you mind telling your age? Maybe you do, I don't know.
No, of course not. I'm 46.
And how old is he?
He is 35. No, it's great, really. It works. But we don't seem as though we're different ages. He seems the same age as me.
They're saying so well.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Reach a certain age, time changes. It's not like, you know, like you're 12 and 20.
In other words, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. Is there 46 and he's...
35.
Yeah. Were you self-conscious about it, or did you have to adjust to getting past the traditional notion that men are supposed to be older?
I didn't tell him my age when I first met him. But he didn't seem to mind.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't tell my husband age when I first met him either, but I was 8 years his junior. I'd be more than willing to do it again the other way, too.
Very good.
Yes.
How did you meet?
Well, I'm afraid it's rather unromantic. He, in fact, is, I don't know, there may be some of you here who remember Leslie Howard, an English film star. Well,
he's his grandson.
Yes.
He is the grandson of the Leslie Gone with the Wind Howard.
Yes.
That's something?
But you see, the thing is, he said that in a way he was relieved he couldn't be here because he doesn't look anything like him. So he thought you'd all be disappointed if he came. But in fact, we met, I'm afraid, when we were in the supermarket.
In the States? Here or there?
No, in England.
In England.
And I dropped my purse at the checkout counter, and he didn't pick it up.
You are on it. You know, you do work for a living. We should say that you're more famous and enjoy stardom now more than you ever have. You've been in your share of pretty bad pictures. You're not ashamed to tell us, are you?
Oh, my goodness, have I got to admit to them? I mean, I do an awful lot of good work in England as well, but nobody would have seen it, so...
the point I'm making is you seem to not be hesitant to tell the people from our office that you had to eat, and you did some, what, vampire pictures?
Yes, I did 2 horror pictures. One was called The Vampire Lovers, and the other one was called The Horror of Frankenstein, but I hope you didn't see any of those.
And you're honest also to say that you came to America because the money's better.
Absolutely, it's wonderful, yes.
You are sitting next to Judy and Mike Lanehart, who are not unfamiliar with whatever prejudices you may see out there. He's 41. He is 41. Let me see a nice tight shot of Judy, David. How old is she?
You want me to say?
52? She is 64 years old. That's the way you're supposed to look when you're 64 years old. They have, and yes, they've been married for 2 years. By a previous marriage, she has children who, yes, she will tell you, are approximately Mike's age.
That's true. I have 5 children. 3 I birthed and 2 I adopted with my second marriage. I got a husband and 2 children in that deal. And we were married a long time. First marriage was long, second marriage was long. This is my 3rd life. Yeah. At any rate, my children range from about 43 down to 27, something like that. I lose dates of all those children. But they like Mike just fine.
Can I ask if you had a facelift?
I had some puffies taken out of my eyes.
Has there been a problem with the children?
Well, you ought to ask Mike about that.
There is no problem either with her children being my age or that I wanted to have children.
Which he doesn't.
Yeah. Is there a caller there? Hi. Go right ahead.
I'm 32 years old, and I've been dating younger men for a long time, and I feel like that's the way it was supposed to be, because with women in their 30s, they're right in their prime, and it seems to me that with men in their 20s, young 20s, they're in their prime, sexually speaking.
Who's sexual? Yeah. You know, I'm sure it's not the telephone company's fault, but you're not. What did she say? She finds younger men. You can't hear her either. What did she say?
She said that women are in their sexual prime in their 40s and men in their 20s. So therefore, the older women should go with the younger men.
Just about when do the men fall off the table, so to speak?
About 35.
Wait a minute. We got him mad now. Come on, hang on just a minute.
Holy Toledo, I'm 70 years old, and I ain't quit yet, and I don't intend to.
There's 15 years difference between my husband and I. And
there's 15 years difference. Now, which way? Your husband's...
older. Yeah. And we're expecting our first baby in 5 weeks. And to me, it's whatever you're happy with. If it's older, younger,
That's
whatever.
true.
Absolutely.
Everybody agrees up there. Hang on just one second. Vicki and Brant Houston join us. He's 32. She's 41. They've been married 4 years. Vicki has 3 children, the oldest of whom is 20 from a previous marriage, and she and Brant are honest to tell us that they'd like to have a baby. You're both writers. You work, Brant, for the Hartford Courant, and your new book is titled Alone After School, A Guide for Latchkey Families. Well, tell us about how you met and whether or not you felt any prejudice as a result of the reverse of what we expect to find.
Well, we met under interesting circumstances. We both went to the same college at different times. So we went back for an alumni meeting, and the college had been all women when I was there, and I liked it that way. So at this alumni council meeting, I was not open to seeing the men that had since begun attending the school. But when this one walked in, I thought to myself, if they all look that way, might not have been so bad.
When did you first learn, were you afraid to tell him how old you were?
No, I just sort of kept reminding him that maybe we shouldn't move too quickly ahead, because I was 36, an older woman with a lot of responsibilities.
It wasn't an issue to me, however, which perhaps is interesting. I think sometimes it's almost more an older woman's issue than it is the younger man. Why that is, I'm not too sure.
I think you worry about your children. I think you really do have a sense that there's a taboo in society, and you're not sure how you're going to handle it.
Women outnumber men so greatly, I just wonder how these older women can get younger men.
Snatch them, yeah. That's not a bad question. I don't know if you have any particularly appropriate advice for that. I mean, obviously for these people, it happened.
I think it's the same as meeting anyone. We happened to meet doing something we mutually were interested in. We happened to have an argument that afternoon. I was impressed with the fact that this person could argue me. I
was too.
In the long run, I liked the energy of the person, I liked his ambition, and I liked his ethics. I liked what he did.
You were married before, were you, Vicki?
Yes, I was married for 16 years.
How about you, Brant?
Yes, I was married before.
I want to know, how did their parents or their other children, did they feel jealous? My mom married a man 10 years younger than her. And at first I resented him, not because he was younger than her, because he was trying to take my father's place. But now I love him, and it's just no difference at all. Did you have any with your children being jealous?
My parents had absolutely no problems.
My parents didn't either.
But that was
None
amazing to me.
whatsoever.
Our parents really gave us a hard time.
Who did?
Our parents.
All right, let me tell you, this is Peggy Schneider and Sean Backham. She's 38 and he's 24. Both are medical students. They married when he was 21. They met when in medical school they shared the same cadaver. Is that a fact?
That's the truth.
You met over the same dead body. Isn't that romantic?
That's right. It was the best thing. There's the only table that was high enough for both of us, you know, because she's pretty tall, so she couldn't lean over with everybody else. So I said, come over here, let's share a dead body here.
Yeah. You were saying something about your parents?
Oh yes. Well, they really objected to that. Peggy's parents and my parents, we didn't even know if they were going to show up to the wedding, but much less anything else. My parents didn't talk to me for quite some time after we started going together, and we started seeing each other.
Yeah.
And so, we just have to really work on it, and it's just taken a lot of time, but after a while they just come around. They say that she's a person, I'm a person, it doesn't make any damn difference in the end anyway.
Let's see. How old were you? You missed the Vietnam War, Sean.
You bet.
But Peggy didn't.
Well,
so
she
you
wasn't there either, though.
I'm sorry?
She wasn't there either.
No, but you, I assume, were late teens? You were in the protest age during the war.
I was in college during that time.
Now, this is just one cultural division that you two have.
It doesn't make a difference. I mean, when we go to the grocery store and I want to buy yogurt, I don't ask her whether or not what she believed about in the Vietnam War. I mean, I just want to have some yogurt, okay? It doesn't matter.
Okay, but Peggy, isn't there some legitimacy to the question? I'm real insecure and I need approval.
No, I think, for me there is. I agree with that. To me it was something that really influenced my life and affected my life in a very personal way.
Right, but you go on to make the point, as he has, that this therefore doesn't mean you can't be married, but it is a difference, isn't it?
But you can't share every aspect of your life with somebody. There's just no way. And
Well, I had experiences during the war, too. You know, I can remember when I was a little kid watching Walter Cronkite, and every Friday night they had the
When you were a
death
little
toll.
kid,
I can remember that, and I was thinking, you know, 10 years from now, you know, this war had been dragging on for years and years and years, and I was saying, you know, maybe that's going to be me. And I really thought that.
I don't really think that there's a difference anyway. I think that if you want to marry someone that's younger than you or older than you, it really doesn't matter as long as you're very compatible. And obviously it looks like the panel is. And I think you're gorgeous.
That's right.
Thank you.
Peggy, do you ever feel like you robbed the cradle?
Do I ever feel that way? I don't think so. It would depend on the person.
I've been around the block myself.
Yeah.
Well, I think age is a state of mind. Some people are old at 35, others are older at 10.
I agree with you. Yes, ma'am.
The mother of 3 sons, I have problems with it. Well, I'm afraid if they brought an older woman home, I would have problems with it. I really do.
What do you think?
I mean, I think everyone should have to, you know, whatever they want to do, but with having the sons.
I think you're underestimating your sons.
Well, probably I am, but I feel.
I don't understand what your problem is. Age is a thing of the mind, and if you don't mind, it really doesn't matter. My husband's 46. I have a stepson that's 19 and a stepdaughter that's 16. I'm 26. I don't really understand the problem. It's just people. It's the circumstances of how you meet and how old you are in your mind.
That's right. I agree with you there, and I think everyone should have their own, you know, if you would like to marry an older man yourself, that would be fine. But like I have a 30-year-old son, a 26-year-old son, and a 17-year-old son, and I just think when they brought an older lady home, I would have problems with it.
I probably have a lot in common.
My mother-in-law, I'm sure, wasn't thrilled that I was 24 when her 38-year-old son married me, but it's worked out fine, and that's what's important, is where your heart is. And if you can find happiness in this world today, hey, you've got something.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Listen, girls, can we talk? Would you believe I'm a size 20? Well, I am, and I look and feel great since I found Charisma. At Charisma, you'll find exciting designer fashions in sizes 14 to 46. Designer dresses, sportswear, elegant evening wear, and all accessories. At long last, I have Charisma.
Charisma is located in Brooklyn, Plainview, Long Island, Yonkers, and our new location in Westport, Connecticut on Post Road East. Call 212-BIG-GALS.
If you've always thought plastic surgery was for other people, you should know about the Park East Plastic Surgery Center. At Park East, you'll meet a board-certified plastic surgeon who's understanding and cares, and the fee is surprisingly affordable. Now, it may not totally change your life, but it can definitely help you feel and look great.
Park East, the respected name in plastic surgery. For a free consultation, call 212-988-2727.
Mom, it's Susie. You know how you always said you get what you pay for? Wrong. I found a fruit juice drink as good as yours that costs less. I know, you'll say nothing's as good as Ocean Spray. It is Ocean Spray. Liquid concentrate. Just pour and add water. Same fresh fruit taste. Still no preservatives. And it costs less than your Ocean Spray, so now we drink even more. Mom, your little Susie's getting more than she's paying for.
New liquid concentrate. It's good for you, America, from Ocean Spray.
Wednesday at Macy's and Bamberger's one-day sale. You'll find sensational savings on every Sealy Inserta bed. You'll save on every Posturepedic, every Perfect Sleeper, and every Royal Comfort. There's even 50% savings on selected Firm, Extra Firm, and Sleeper Firm models. Plus, with every set, get a bonus bed frame. So for sensational savings on every Sealy Inserta bed, don't miss Macy's and Bamberger's one-day sale. 9 a.m. till 11, Wednesday.
What is it? Shoot. Yeah.
As they get older, then, you know, younger women, old men go for younger women.
They do.
Okay.
They do?
Well, sure.
Not here in Texas.
So I wonder, as the years go by and the lady gets older, if the men won't look at younger women at that time, they'll have a problem.
That is not the question we expected you to ask. But it's all right. So listen, this is America. You can ask anything you want.
I think that I could as easily worry about Judy falling for an older man. I mean, she knows doctors that are successful or retirement age, you know, that they're ready to retire with her or to go around the world.
Right.
If I were 45 with a 45-year-old husband, I think I'd be more worried about my 45-year-old husband straying than my 35-year-old husband.
I see. Now, do you worry about remaining attractive for your younger spouses?
Of course.
You do?
Of course. Yes,
You do.
I do. Mike says I'm very vain. What he doesn't know is that I've always been vain. But I really do like to look nice. And I say, why do you love me? And he is the one that teaches me all the time, because he teaches me that it's not my beauty that he loves, nor my wrinkles that he cares about. It's me, something about me inside. And that is just so beautiful. I respect him and love him for that.
But you better not get fat. No, that's the attitude everybody wants in their relationship. We admire you for having it. Let me just get, are you there? I'm glad you waited. Let me see if we can get these phones to work. Yes. Go ahead. I love you, and nothing would please me more than to listen to what you had to say, but these phones not airworthy, so we'll fix them. We'll fix them. You should also know that we do have thunderstorms in the area. Seldom happens here in Texas.
Hi. I feel you should never be intimidated by being older than the man, because, like, I come from a family where I got divorced when I was 30 years old. Okay? And, like, then this guy that was 24 was interested in me, like, 6 months after the divorce. Okay? So, like, the family just, oh, no, you know, went nuts. Because it was bad enough I'd gotten divorced. I wasn't ever supposed to do that. Okay, so then this young guy, he had holy heck trying to convince me that it's not how old you are. He said, I was young at 30, whereas he was old at 24. Because he had been around, he'd seen things that maybe I've never even dreamed of doing, much less doing, you know? So I think that it's...
Well, did you marry this guy?
No, and see... I didn't, and that's why I say you should just, you know,
just
do what
relax.
your heart says, you know, and you can be, what matters is that you love him and that he loves you.
Yeah. Now, have you married?
Well, and he's younger, too. Only 3 years, though.
Yeah.
But it's worked out real wonderful.
Really? And you're married?
No, we're not married.
I'm trying real hard to get you married. You can see that.
I think I got to say, like I was dealt in the Vietnam War. Yeah. They had the lottery going. Okay, I got a real short number. That's the way I feel about this. You know, you just dealt the card. You play the cards you got.
Fate makes the relationship. I see.
Sort of like over there, but it's still, you know.
Right. Sort of like the lottery. Yeah. Now, but when your number got pulled in the Vietnam War, you lost. You don't mean that about...
Well, lost in a way, but I gained something out of it, you know.
It's a good thing. You'll be able to go home with her now after saying that. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to know who makes the most money, the women or the men, in each of the couples.
Well, we've got two medical schools on the two medical school students, so we can assume your income's about the same. Incidentally, do you both graduate together?
Yeah, we both graduate at the same time.
When do you graduate?
Next year in May.
Where do you go to school?
University of New Mexico in Albuquerque.
Good for you. Congratulations.
I'd like to answer her question.
Yes, please do.
It's a very good question. Currently, we both make pretty equal salaries, but I would say that for a woman who is in her late 30s, early 40s, who is looking at marrying a younger man, you have to think very seriously about the fact that that man is going to be behind you in terms of income. And it was something I was willing to accept. I'm willing to go out and work and pay half or more than half if I feel that the quality of our life together is worth it. So I made that decision early on. I just said, you're never going to have a great house. You're never going to have a big car. Well, today that's not true.
How about, and then our third couple.
You want to answer that?
It's up to you. You don't have to.
I make more money, And I never look at whether it's my money or Judy's money. It's our money.
Mike's a software engineer, and I'm a marriage and family therapist. And he does make more money than I do because I chose to have a small practice. But I like to have all of our expenses be paid 50-50 if we possibly can. That feels good to me.
Yeah. If you joined us late, you recognize Caress Morrell from Dynasty. She is Kate O'Mara, who, as we have established, is involved with a man who is 6.5 years her junior. You wanted to say, Kate?
Yes, I just wanted to comment on that because my marriage broke up with a man who was 5 years older than myself, largely because he couldn't actually cope with the fact that I earned more money than he did, because although I'm only new to American audiences, I'm reasonably successful in England and always have been. And now my present boyfriend, it doesn't seem to worry him at all. He's obviously secure enough in himself to live with the fact that I earn actually considerably more than he does.
If you're together for a while, one's going to make more money one time and one's going to make less.
Yeah.
If someone gets laid off, it's really all in the same.
Yeah.
I don't think
They know what you're talking about in this neighborhood, I'll tell you that. Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering if the women are the dominant figure in the marriages.
Are the women the more dominant figure in the
I don't feel dominated. I think that we reach decisions jointly.
I think that's true for us as well, 50-50.
Yeah, we're pretty equal.
I seem to have an experience with older men seem to be more sensitive to a woman's needs. How do you feel about your younger men? Are they sensitive?
Tell me, hang on a minute. What do you mean?
Well, it could be in a loving aspect with your job, if you're too tired to go out. Very supportive in your everyday life.
How about the men your age? I don't know, what are you, 20?
29.
There what?
There are no men 29.
You know that?
Yes.
You're single?
Yeah.
It gets awful out there, isn't it?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Either like 50-year-olds or 24 to 26.
And what are they like, 24 to 20?
Very vigorous.
You like them?
Yeah. They're the only ones that can keep up with me. Hey.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
We haven't talked about children at all. Now, with the ladies being older, how do you feel about if your husband would like to have children at this time? How would you feel about it?
Well, this was something that was very much on my mind for the last year, and to talk about salaries and getting things in life, I thought long and hard about the fact that my greatest satisfactions, my best moments have come with my children. And this is a person I care for very much sitting beside me. If there was one thing that I could give him that I think would make a difference, I think it would be life with a child of our own. And we'll try, and we'll see what happens.
But for me, either way will be fine. And I think I didn't get into the marriage for necessarily 3 people.
Yeah.
Could I comment on that?
Sure you can.
It's just that it's the one reason why I haven't yet married Stephen is because, as I can't give him any children, I'm just slightly worried that he might want some, and it sort of stops me making a final commitment, actually.
I was wondering if you were ever worried that he might be falling for you for your money, since you make so much more money than he does.
It had occurred to me, yes. The only thing that reassures me is that his relationship before the one with me was also with a lady who was 10 years older than he was, so I think maybe he just likes older women.
Yeah.
I feel I've gone out with older women at times, and out in society it's real different.
Really?
Going to a piano bar, the piano player looks over and says, uh-huh, starts playing He's Just a Gigolo.
He does.
Yeah, because it's, you know, I enjoy company of older women because, let's say, they're more traveled, they have more years of experience.
Really?
But then again, some young women do too.
Really? How much older are these? May we ask how old you are?
I just turned 30.
And you date women who are?
35, 40.
Because
they have more life experience.
I'm not sure how that manifests itself in a relationship.
Let's say more time in their own lives to go out and do more things.
They're more interesting?
Well, yeah, it's sort of like a 24-year-old woman goes, what? You know, to me, that I try to...
You don't mean like chewing gum and what, do you?
Let's say has had less time to travel around the world, to see more things, to learn more knowledge, to share more things with each other.
Anybody want to talk to him? Yeah. Hang on. Yeah.
I have a question. I'm wondering if it's a father figure or a mother figure that the guys are looking for.
Oh, go ahead, baby. Tell him.
No, like I said, it's just, people have choices. If you want to have more, if you want to have less. People, women that have more to offer to other people, why not say, hey, this is my choice. I want to go for that, instead of somebody that can't give it to you.
Hang on a minute. I'll give him, let me guess.
Don't you think that sometimes the women are a little immature when they want to marry younger men?
It has nothing to do with immaturity. It feels like all the questions are wrong. Let me tell you how it really is. This man came into my life. We just happened to meet. We were introduced by mutual friends. And the first thing that really happened was Mike took me around the country with him. I said yes. That was the first time I said yes. And it was wonderful. I didn't have to say no. You see, I've lived several lives already, and nothing can happen now. I can say yes. So away we went around the country, and that's when we got to know one another. And it was so good, I just didn't want to stop.
I don't think anyone's looking for figures. I think people are looking for happiness, for getting along, for enjoying the day.
I know that there are a lot of considerations that people have out there that maybe I'm after a mother figure or something. And the relationship, I don't worry about what the other people think.
Sean is more mature than many of the other men that I ever dated, even at the age of 21 when we got together. I feel that way about Grant.
Yes. And we'll be back. Wait a minute. Hold it.
There are a lot of people that are out there. There are a lot of people out there that go searching for these images and things, and they don't even realize they're doing it. Maybe subconsciously, back in the back of your mind, you're looking for your mom.
It's awful hard. It's difficult to argue against the happiness that these people are having. What did you say? What did you used to say no to?
Oh, I would have said no. This man's much too young for me. I'm not allowed to go around the country with him because what would people say?
So you used to worry about what the neighbors would think,
right.
And now you don't.
I gave myself permission to say yes, and it was okay. Nothing happened.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Some people think swabs are all the same, but you know Q-tip swabs are soft and safe, with 50% more cotton at the tip. Q-tip's brand cotton swab, because a swab by any other name is not the same.
Gina! There's nothing like coming home to the homemade taste of spaghetti with delicious ragu sauce.
Miss me?
It's delicious.
It's great to be home.
Ragu spaghetti sauce, that's Italian.
You need gimbals for reupholstery and slipcovers. It's easy. We'll come to you. Choose from a huge selection of fabrics like velvets, damasks, prints, and solids. Then like this, gimbal-skilled craftsmen will make your furniture look new and beautiful. You'll have Gimbals quality and service plus the furniture you love. Right now, save 30%. That's right, 30% on Gimbals custom reupholstery, slipcovers, draperies, and blinds. Call Gimbals, 645-7500. That's 645-7500. Do it now.
Something's drawing interest at Bank of New York. Something that makes a great gift.
AT&T long-distance gift certificates, please.
For those special days.
It's for Joey's graduation.
You'll be giving warm conversations to the ones you love.
It's for Pops.
A gift that draws everyone's interest.
Why, Mom?
And really pays off.
Mom, you'll never guess what the twins gave me.
AT&T long-distance gift certificates. Pick them up at Bank of New York. AT&T, the right choice.
Like beautiful skin. Wood has a complexion, too. And like your skin, fine wood needs regular beauty care. That's why Scott's Liquid Gold is so important to the many wood surfaces in your home. It penetrates as it cleans, preserving natural beauty. Keep your fine woods looking their best with Scott's Liquid Gold Beauty Care Program. Because wood has a complexion, too.
Go on to Caldor.
I need a new blender.
Oh, fine.
It'll take 2 seconds.
Mhm.
A glass one.
Glass.
White.
White.
And don't pay more than...
Okay? Okay.
This week, Caldor also has Black & Decker's Space Maker appliances that mount easily under cabinets. Get the drip coffee maker for $44.99, the hand-free can opener, $19.99, and the portable hand mixer at $29.99.
On sale.
Where's my change?
You'll never not find it at Caldor.
There you go.
This is my neighbor, and I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but she's 10 years older than her husband, and she acts about 5 years younger than him, and that's a compliment. Yeah. I just wanted to make a comment on the young gentleman over here who asked about the son bringing home with the older woman. I'm married to a younger man. I have a 21-year-old son. My husband is 35, and I am almost 42. We have 2 children, by the way, that we've had together, and I have a wonderful marriage, and I would not be ashamed, nor would I feel bad if my son brought home an older woman.
Can I please, are most of these marriages first-time marriages, or are they usually second?
Most are second-time marriages, with the exception of the doctors. True? Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to ask the medical students something. When you start your residency next year in another state, how is that going to affect your relationship if you have to move apart?
We apply together. We apply as a team. They take one, they take both.
I think any woman can appreciate some younger flesh, but I think most younger men are gold diggers, and they're looking for a mother figure.
I think you were right when you said you can't get fat. My husband's 2 years older than I am, and I still feel threatened by younger women.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Bill, I've had them both, and the older man...
You've had them both, huh?
Right.
Well, may they rest in peace, the two of them.
What I'm trying to say is the young man lives to please me, and the older husband wanted me to
You're kidding. Finger snapper, huh?
Right.
Now you got, now...
Now I'm married to the young one, and he is just all to please me, and that's what it's all about.
Really?
Right. Marry him young.
All right, marry him young. All right, yeah.
I have a question about the babies. Did the issue of whether or not to have children, did you think about it before you met the woman or after you met the woman, and when did you make the decision?
Are you talking to us about...
Doesn't matter.
Both?
Okay.
Any of the couple.
I would say that in my mind, the issue of having more children was very much a part of my deciding to marry. It's been with me every moment since as something that I had to resolve at some time. And now my life has evened out, and things are going so well between us, and my 3 children are such good friends with Grant that things seem to be right to make this decision, and I physically feel very good, and I just feel good about it.
Did you have a tubal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I had to have a tubal ligation reversed in order to be able to consider this. And so I was again fortunate to find good doctors, and the operation has been a success, and we're moving ahead.
Phil, these people are 10 years difference in their ages. You had a show not long ago where there was 30 years and even more on one lady. Now, that borders on incest.
I would like to ask the 42-year-old man, your decision. Had you decided that you did not want children before you married a 64-year-old woman?
Yes. In previous marriages, I had elected not to have children.
I told Mike he should go out and find a younger woman, and he said, don't save me from you.
I'm the mother of 3 sons, and my oldest is in college, and he's going to be 20, and he's dated an older woman, and that's made me feel very uncomfortable, because I just don't know what they see in him.
Phil said,
somebody that different. I mean, that's right. I mean, he's a good-looking kid, and he's intelligent, intelligent, and he's doing very well in school.
You'll see him somewhat of a juvenile personality.
Yes, as compared to somebody that's 10 or 12 years older.
How much older are the women with whom he's been seen?
Well, he's dated when he was 17, 18, 33, and 34-year-olds. And
did he bring them home?
no. They called, though. And that's uncomfortable.
What did you say?
I wanted to know what was the attraction? And he said, well, I'm not going to marry them. They're fun. But I mean, I just couldn't understand that. The woman's part. I mean, what would she want to date? No matter how intelligent or how good looking or how nice they were, why would they be interested?
May I say, I think this whole issue of mothers and exactly what she's saying is very, very crucial. I am married to a man who has a very good relationship with his mother, good friendship, and she is a professional woman who works. He respects me as a person who not only has to work but wants to work, and we have a good friendship. This is what I couldn't find with men my own age. Over the years, I found they wanted to dominate. They wanted me to stay home and be a good wife. They weren't willing to give to me the kind of friendship that I want.
So his mother benefited from the women's movement.
Absolutely.
And you have been married to a person, or you have socialized with males who had a bread and breakfast and all the good, fixed the bed and did all the things.
Exactly. And this is a man who pitches in 50%, not only in our household, but with my children. And that's another reason to have a child. I don't feel like the whole burden is on my shoulders for a change.
But she's saying something very interesting about younger men and older men. There's nothing wrong with older men. They're terrific. I mean, older men are just as wonderful as younger men. It's just this one happens to come along.
I'm not sure about how, if menopause will mix well with adolescence. I'm wondering what the panel members, what would these people feel would be an extreme difference in ages?
Menopause, what? Your question presumes that there's something about, we have it too,
I'm well aware of that, but the question is, what do they think would be an extreme difference in age?
Listen, I wanted to say something to a couple of people have said. My son is 23, and he's living with a woman who is 33. So he is following in my sort of footsteps. But the great thing about it is that I have a wonderful relationship, not only with him, but with his girlfriend as well, because we have a tremendous time. I have so much in common with her.
Hi, Phil. Boy, these are wonderful couples.
Yes, they are.
I'm married to a younger man, 9 months younger.
Get up here, young man. Thanks for coming with us.
This is our 50th anniversary year.
Is it? Well, congratulations. I love you too. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Tomorrow only, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. only. It's Siemens 6-hour dinette and mattress sale. Save on every dinette in stock, every mattress in every size. Get dinettes in all your favorite colors, all your favorite styles, every one dramatically reduced for tomorrow's 6-hour sale. And don't forget the incredible bedding values, including twin-size Sealy Posturepedic for $77 each piece. That's tomorrow only, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. only, Siemens 6-hour dinette and mattress sale.
See Siemens first. Sunny days, catch some rays Raisinets. There's a lot of ways to catch some rays, but none like Raisinets.
Sun-ripened, sun-sweetened raisins covered with creamy Nestle milk chocolate. Raisinets are like chocolate-covered sunshine, so you can catch some rays even when the sun's not shining.
So even days there ain't no rays. Catch some rays Raisinets.
Careful of her flowers. Maybe the dining room? Let's try the kitchen. There, at Caldor's Time for Mom sale, we're about to make the day even brighter for someone special.
Oh.
All Timex watches are 25% off, all with Timex accuracy, Timex durability, and now more than ever, Timex value.
If you think this beautiful watch is going to get you first dibs on my special cookies,
You're right.
The Timex Time for Mom sale, now at Caldor.
From the world-famous Clinique La Prairie in Switzerland, Center for Cellular Research and How It Affects Aging, came the inspiration for La Prairie Cellular Skincare. Now, Saks Fifth Avenue invites you to discover the revitalizing powers of La Prairie with a complimentary gift, introducing you to the legendary results of La Prairie Skincare. Your La Prairie gift at Saks Fifth Avenue, all stores.
We're back. Yes. Who's with me here? Yes, ma'am.
A gentleman asked the question, were the women more domineering? How come just the women answered the question and none of the men had anything to say?
I guess you didn't hear me then.
You're saying you're not, or they're not.
They're not.
Who made the first moves in the relationship?
He did. He did.
I did.
He did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just like to say I have a friend named Armando, and he was telling me about it. He has this older woman on the side, and he loved her only as much as, you know, the money, the paycheck. So.
In other words, he's dating an older woman only because of her money?
Because of money.
Right. He is just going to be thrilled that you stand stood up. Yeah.
I was wondering if the older woman is looking for the younger man to sort of make her feel comfortable and secure now that she's older. He's younger to take care of her.
No, but I do think that, in a way, I feel very often like I've regained 10 years of my life. And I think that's a terrific gift.
Aren't there some embarrassing moments that you must encounter in public when people, you're nodding. Briefly,
yes.
what might be one?
Going out to dinner, and the waitress comes along with the check, and I'm so afraid she's going to put it in front of me like I've taken him out to dinner. Doesn't happen.
We went to the photographer, and we wanted a picture of Sean and our son. And the photographer said to our son, "Put your hand on your brother's shoulder." And the lady at the bookstore did tell me that my son was waiting around the corner. And the next day I decided that I would put some color in my hair. I'm quite gray, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I wondered if you had to have a whole new set of friends, or you had trouble with the friends that you had before you
When you
got together.
remarry, period, any age, you have a whole new set of friends.
But that's only an advantage, I think.
That's totally untrue for me.
Well, I have to say one thing. Why did he wear tennis shoes to be on TV?
Who wore tennis shoes? Oh.
I wore them.
Yeah. Now that, see now.
My husband wears tennis shoes, and he's older than I am.
Well, but see, you're worrying about what the neighbors will think.
I'm worried
Here you lie.
right now about me being here. I'm scared to death about what my mother thinks. And yes, I worry about what people
I've waited the whole show for someone to ask. Thank you.
You wore them what? No particular, they're comfortable.
They're comfortable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see these couples in about 10 years?
Why? What do you think?
And see how, if
You
it's really
sound like you're a
lasted.
doubter.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I have a son who's living with an older woman. He's very happy. I'm getting used to it.
How old is he?
He's 30.
And she's?
41.
He's 30 years old and you're still worrying about?
Yes, because, yes, I am. He's always going to be
I
worried
don't think
to
there's
me,
anything
no
to
matter
worry
what age they are.
I don't think there's anything more to worry about in our relationship than any other relationship.
I want to know what a young buck has to offer that someone your age can offer.
Me? Oh, he's wonderful. We talk about things that I was never able to talk about before. I mean, we share interests, and we play, and we have a good time. And I'm not going to stop just because 10 years from now, I don't know what life's going to be.
Yeah. Listen, you guys are very much in love. You look good. Go for it.
My husband is 4 years younger than I am.
Yes, how many?
4 years.
Yeah.
And since we married, he is really aged, and he's got completely gray. He's down his back. It's wonderful.
You like him, Ben?
I may have to try.
If you have a drinking problem, you probably have a disease, a progressive disease that weakens the structure of the family, that undermines the love that's the foundation of the family.
that can tear the family apart and destroy everything you built together. A progressive disease called alcoholism. So next time you feel like reaching for a drink, reach for the phone instead. Call Care Unit. Nobody cares the way we do.
Wednesday's a one-day sale store-wide at A&S. Cannon selected percale twin sheet, $2.99. Stainless cookware set, 11 pieces, including the stock pot, just $89.99. Wednesday only at A&S. This Technica VCR wireless remote, $299. Sharp 19-inch remote color, $299. Plus 50% off selected famous brand mattresses like this Burns Simmons Twin, just $44. A one-day sale store-wide starting 9 a.m. at A&S. Terrific.
Now, for the first time ever, you can get touch-tone service from New York Telephone and save over $10. I'll tell you how after this.
Touch-tone service from New York Telephone. It's an important part of a lot of New York lives. Touch-tone makes calling faster, easier, and more convenient. It costs just $2.15 per month, so it's economical, too. Just call 1-800-THE-TONE.
Order touch-tone service now, and there's no connection charge. A savings of $10.30. There's no installation visit either. All you need is a tone phone. We'll send you a discount certificate good for savings of 20 to 45% on popular tone phones like these from participating manufacturers. Lots of colors, styles, and features to choose from. Plus, connect for free and save $10.30. But just for a limited time only, so call now.
To order touch-tone service for your home, call 1-800-THE-TONE.
How come you never wear yellow?
Doesn't look good on me.
Your hair's yellow.
That's why it doesn't look good on me.
Oh. I'm going to Caldor.
Go to Caldor this week and find all Revlon cosmetics at 25% off. And Charlie and Jean too, just $4.99. Also, get Mom a makeup organizer for $1 with any $10 Revlon purchase.
Yellow?
I can take them back.
You'll never not find it at Caldor.
They're pretty.
We are pleased to be guests all this week of Channel 8 WFAA, and I'm pleased also to introduce the General Manager, Dave Lane, who's our host for this week. He may be glad when this one's over, but we thank you. Dave, where are? Would you kindly stand? There you go. Thank you. We don't visit, we kind of invade. And you have been wonderful. We're off to a good start here. Now, what would you possibly know about them?
I say one thing. If a man knows what he's doing, he will go for a woman any day of the week rather than a girl.
Material service provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
When it comes to thinking of new ways to crash test cars, no one goes farther than Volvo. Volvo, a car you can believe in.
Use quality True Test Easy Care paint for Easy Does It painting in 3 finishes and many decorator colors from True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Luxurious accommodations for Donahue staff and guests provided by the beautiful Westin Hotel Galleria in Dallas, the perfect location for your next meeting or convention. Ground transportation provided by Thrifty Car Rental. For all your business or leisure rental needs, Thrifty's out to prove you can travel first class and still save money. Air travel for Donahue staff and guests provided by Midway Airlines. Midway, our spirit will lift you. Limousine services for Donahue guests while in Dallas provided by the American Limousine Association. Personal service nationwide with a touch of class.
I believe that 20 goes into 60 much easier than 60